everyone. Javi, Yolantis, Brandon, IE. Hello, official Crypto Cube, and of course, there's KJ down there. Welcome, Magic. This is Magic. All right, let's see. You can do it. Oh, looks like we're live. Looks like everything's working.
All right, Ryan and I both say we can hear you, but we can't see you yet. So I'm going to give it another reload. There it is.
Last night. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I really love reloading and then just going through the floor. Like, it's kind of fun. But you continue. What were you saying?
You think? Oh no, it's gonna be completely unrelated about how I was exploring Zillow last night in my hometown to see if the most expensive home sold yet. Did you know that the most expensive home here in Naples, Florida is $210 million?
No.
Like, who would do that? Who would pay almost $250 million for a house with 6 bedrooms?
Does it have a coffee maker?
I mean, I'm sure a house like that has like a coffee maker room.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. You could buy your own island for that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've seen islands like in British Columbia, like, decent sized islands going for like $5 million. Like, and then there's people in Naples with a 6 bedroom, I think it was like 15 bath bath home that costs 220 million or 210 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. Although I will say it's a little harder to get to places in British Columbia. It's pretty gnarly.
Gnarly in what way? Will you get like eaten by the seals? There's like cannibal seals everywhere. Or
I mean, the seals maybe, but as far as like boating, there's a lot of like people go up the Inside Passage all the time. It's just the tides, the currents. There's places where you'll be 20 feet from shore and it'll be 600 feet depth for anchoring out. So like you literally can't anchor. You have to tie up to shore. So then you like literally have to tie up to a rocky mountain face, which is not good for boats. They don't like rocks. And there's this one place called Desolation Sound, and it's called Malibu Rapids, and the tide goes through there so strong that like twice a day that it creates like a river of rapids, and you have to time it. So there's a lot of people that do like live up there and completely access their homes through boats or seaplanes. But it's a different life. It's got to be a little
is
tougher.
that where you go when it's time to train for the Olympics? Is that where you
Uh,
train?
no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you're trolling me because I used to want to be in the Olympics, and so I was training. But then I realized I'm not that good at stuff. So it's really short lived. But I was only
This
going to
is
do it like as a political activist.
so. Hmm. Would have been very good as one of the lumberjack competitions, the ones where they take chainsaws and they just like. Zzz.
Oh my God. Yeah, try
Anyway,
doing it with a crosscut. I mean, chainsaw is one thing, but a crosscut saw, like in the in the US, I don't know how it is in other countries, but there's designated areas. There's wilderness and non-wilderness. And if you are in a wilderness or non-wilderness area, you can use a chainsaw, but if you're in a non-wilderness area, you can't. So even if you're hired by the Forest Service to go clear the trails, you cannot have a chainsaw. You can't even have it on you. so you have to carry a crosscut saw or an axe. So it's yeah, I don't know. It's like why Alaskan people are a little different.
Alaskan people are just different. Their
And I
forearms
can't
are bigger.
yeah, I can't speak for like British Columbians, but my guess is that like the ones living on islands in the middle of the ocean, or the middle of like Desolation Sound are probably different also, but in a good way. Like we like different.
Yeah. Hey, Canessa, do you know if the CBD event is still up, like in the events page?
Yeah, it is. We were noticing that too. Try scrolling to your right. I was talking with Mel and Raya, and they were saying how it makes sense that like if it's a weekly event, it doesn't have the same priority. So if you go click the triangle thingy to the right, um, you will see it. But I'm not
Uh-huh.
sure. Like that, yeah, right. Like now I see you doing it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, what's weird to me is like, events that are like starts in 4 days, starts in 3 days, starts in three 2 days are in front of that.
yeah, I mean, I think the problem was that there's maybe an event that is just like ongoing for like 26 days and it's not actually happening. Like it happens once a week, but it for some reason is just a reoccurring event. So I don't know. I'm sure they're just gonna tweak it further and hopefully and make it. It should be whatever's happening like right now because new users are just like people just kind of getting their bearings. They might not like scroll to the right, and it should just be easy to find the events.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at because like it's already hard enough. Like literally you gotta either know that to press M and look around the map for a little blimp that says there's an event here, or yeah, explore until you find an event. Or that board usually helps.
Yeah, and maybe
Usually.
the crowd boards. I don't know if we showed up on that yet. I might jump back and look. Um, Yolantis, good morning. How are you?
Finally. Oh, good morning. Can you hear me? Audio confirmation.
Yes, yes, we can. Yeah. How are
Thank
you
you.
today?
I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody. Um, I had raised my hand because Mew had said, "Is that where you train for the Olympics?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll be a know-it-all for a second." You, you train for the Olympics in Colorado Springs. There is like an Olympic training area. It's at high altitude, like 5280, and there is a Olympic museum that anybody can buy tickets and go through and see relics and old torch handles from Olympics from the past. And it's like 3 floors. I went there a couple of years ago.
Did you train?
I am not an Olympic person. I am not a competitive person at all.
I I mean, maybe one day there'll be like Olympic art, and
Oh,
then
I hope not. They have things like photo like the competitive artists have been doing that since the birth of Photoshop. They've been having events where the one artist starts an artwork and then passes it to the next one, and the next artist has to make it into something rad and cool with all the Photoshop effects, and then they pass it around until it becomes something just out of this world, and it becomes like a show off event. Like, here's what I know how to do in Photoshop fast. Um, so yeah, it's been done, competitive art, but I'm not into that either.
Competitive art. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that's just like an absolute oxymoron. Like it just like cancels cancels itself out. But wow, I've never heard of that. I
what thank you, Yolantis, for like the clarification because like when I said the two words competitive and art together, I was like thinking like a room full of like artists with each with a canvas in front of them, and they'll like throw banana peels at each other and stuff like that to mess each other up.
Well, some of these NFT events, right? When I watched Black.ai go down to, like he shared a couple of posts. He went down to Lisbon for an NFT event a couple years ago, and they did similar. Like they did live demos. It's not really competitive, but people who are milling around going to these events who are not artists, they love to see artists at work. And so usually when you go to like an art walk, like the last Friday of the week, last Friday of the month, a lot of art galleries will stay open late so that you know, people can get off work and then go see the gallery. They'll have demos, live demos. It's not, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. We should turn the conversation back to Decentraland, actually, because I was walking around in Decentraland because I was so sad that I missed the fifth. I was working my job during your fifth anniversary party, and I want to hear all about it. That's kind of why I'm here. So tell me all about it.
Well, I think sadly Mew also was working, so yeah, it's I think it's good they had it. It's just too bad we didn't have more than one time. Um, but I think it was just up to people to throw together parties, and so yeah, it was pretty cool. It was at the Risk orbital stage that Risk made, and it was Stony Eye. Like Stony's so good. Definitely like hearing him shred his guitar live is never it never gets old. Then we also had a short, like 1 minute, just kind of like talk with from Yamel, which was really neat. He was at his avatar, and his avatar, you know, it's made by Doki, so it's got like the cute Doki eyes. So that was really cool that they actually addressed, you know, had that kind of as a connection. And yeah, a lot of people showed up. I think a lot of new people, a lot of old people. I'm so bad at numbers, but I would say it's like probably 60 to 70 people. It's definitely more than 38. I guess 60 to 70. There were like 69 people. Let's just put it at that. Um, and then there was the free hat that you could get in Genesis Plaza. It might still be there. I think you can claim also the Valentine Day headpiece, which is really cool that you can still get that.
Yes, I got the hat. I came through afterwards and I saw the event where it happened, the room where it happened, and the hat. But right now I'm going to go do my dishes while I'm listening to you. Um, so I won't be able to touch the phone. You
You're
had
that's
you had
wonderful.
dealy boppers.
Yes,
That's what who called them dealy boppers? Bay did. You had
yeah, that's what I grew up calling them too. So when I was like, oh, dilly boppers, and somebody was like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't, dilly boppers. Like I thought my dad made that up. Um, but do you know them as dilly boppers too? Sin, how about you? Have you ever heard them called dilly boppers?
No, I'm actually reflecting on what that could be. It can go
No,
many directions in my head.
they so like as a child of the late 19th century, let's just put it there. Like they were always you get them for like things usually Valentine's and then St. Patrick's Day, but they would be these cheap ass styrofoam. They probably had asbestos in them. Like they were probably just a bunch of rep bad stuff for you, like cheap styrofoam, but they were like fuzzy but with synthetic, almost like tinsel. Like it wasn't fluffy. It was kind of the texture that they got the texture really close with making them, but oh, yeah, just like coarse plastic. And then they were on these little springs. So then, like, you move your head side to side and they'd go boop, 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 boop. So, yeah, I've always thought they should have them um, in, you know, just in some way in Decentraland. Like, I was going to make an outfit for something for Valentine's Day and literally like put those on it. So when they came out this year, I was like, oh, that's cool. Well, no, I won't make it, but um, yeah, there's your piece of history, guys. It might be more historical. I don't know. Like maybe just
I
old people know about them.
well, now that I have been enlightened, I like the videos where people put them on their cats.
Yeah, cats would probably love those.
No. Uh, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I didn't get to go attend the event, but you know, the next best thing is standing at the event grounds hours after the event is over with with all the stragglers that are just showing up. Like I missed the event. So, I still had a good time. And to tell you the truth, I'm just happy they cared about their own birthday this year. Like last year, it was radio silence from all directions.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 5 years is a big one. Like that's
Yep, and that is
there's
what it's for.
there's not many NFT projects that can say we've been around 5 years because it's actually just 5 years from launch. The whole project, if we're counting, it's more like 8 years because 2017. So that's like granddaddy age in Web3.
Yeah, I mean, Decentraland, like, I guess the name has been around for as long as like most cryptos at this point. Uh, like what, 2018? That's like around the time. Well, XRP came out a little earlier than that, so did XLM, all that stuff. But then, you know, there's Decentraland, 2018, and look at us now in 2025.
I know. Look at us, and then like look at where we're going. I mean, I kind of would love to talk more about like the future and what we really think that should be and like how to get there. I mean, we have so many not just intelligent because anybody can be intelligent, but like innovative. Like innovation is more important than intelligence. I think Einstein had a quote like creativity is more important than intelligence. Like I don't know. I mean, are we really pushing ourselves enough to like break barriers and figure new shit out here that we haven't done yet? I don't know. Just posing it as a question, like how to get further, faster, higher, further, faster.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. we we can't really do that because next week there'll be an update that will break whatever you do.
I disagree. I mean, I disagree. I think like there's like not every. I mean, as a builder, not every the updates don't break my stuff that often to like really realistically say that. I mean, there were some difficult times when I personally was trying to convert from SDK 6 to 7, and I did that at the same time the SDK like the client came out. But that like that's on me. I think there's way more. I think there's just way more that we could be doing. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to talk about like if it's the toolbox, we open up our toolbox and we look at our tools and we see the tools we've got. I don't want to sit here and complain like, well, I didn't get a crescent wrench, and then I don't build anything because I don't have a crescent wrench when I could go take a monkey wrench and it could do something similar. Like I kind of just want to look at like this is what we've got. I'm not going to complain about what we don't got. I just want to build something.
But is that really pushing the limits then? If you're building with what you already have?
I think definitely. I mean, building like as far as Blender goes, going like digging deeper in what I can do, digging deeper in what can be done, can be created. Definitely. I mean, look at also like what Lastrom's doing. I'd say his toolbox hasn't really changed. Like it's not like there's new things added every week that's now letting him do it. Like he's working with the same tools that were here since since the new client launch. Small, but
Well, if we go the last room route, it's like, but every update or every major update, that thing he makes and that he has in his toolbox breaks, and he has to retoolify it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I
Sorry,
mean,
I'm
no,
just being the.
well, I mean, yeah, no, it's good to be you. I'm just like, we could sit here and talk about what's broke, or we could sit here and talk about what works.
I am standing on the platform right now in Joseph's Plaza. Decentraland did decide to load for me this morning or this week, so this is good. We are ahead of the game already. Uh, I have to. So when I pulled into the Decentraland today, like the first event that you see on or that I see on the board in my screen is Raya's event. I have not been able to attend one of Raya's pop-up parties just yet because they seem to happen after I like come online. So I'm kind of happy that now I have like something to mark my calendar with.
Yeah, I haven't made any official events, but I did go and like swim in her pool after hours. So thank you, Raya, for that. It was pretty fun. There's a whole group of us. I hope
Oh,
I hope we left it in good condition.
oh, she leaves the keys to her pool at the build just so everyone can use.
Yeah, this isn't Roblox. We don't lock our homes.
I mean, maybe one day we'll be able to. Like, of course, with like everything that we already need, like locking our lands may not be like the top part of our priorities, but maybe that might come one day.
Yeah, I don't know. I played Roblox with my young crew, and we just dressed up as Loraxes and tried to find people's houses that weren't locked. And then I don't know. I don't know. We did some crazy things as Loraxes. We just kind of invaded. So that was pretty fun. Like it
That sounds like the best way to use Roblox.
yeah. I mean, it's good to do product research and be like, what are people doing here? And there's a lot of role play, a lot of like, okay, I'm gonna be the mom, and then you be the kid, and then we're gonna take our guns and say, if the Loraxes are armed, nobody gets harmed. And so, yeah.
And you rhyme too on top of
Oh,
that?
yes, it was a rhyming threat.
uh, yeah, I've always I'm happy that like kind of Roblox part of that is like the create your own fun aspect of things. I feel like that's what attracts me to Decentraland. Like it's like there's not too much to do, but you can create your own fun here. Um, if you just, if you really want to and dedicate a little time to it, you can create your own fun here. And yeah, that kind of goes even to like games that I've played in the past, like Decentraland. Like let's just say to everyone, like Decentraland's not my first rodeo with a hopeful platform that I want to be released, but they're just like, nope, we're just gonna keep breaking it for the next 10 years. I played Star Citizen for many years, and I've been disappointed with Star Citizen for many years, but I continue to log in. So whenever I came into the Central Land, it's like it's not as bad. I actually appreciate that I haven't been waiting 12 years yet.
So
Uh,
this
s-
you
hmm?
built something, right? You did some building?
What in World Builder this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Rustan. For Monday, like yeah, me and Rustan, he kind of walked me through the basics on Beyond the NFT with In World Builder, which was very helpful. now I'm like a in-world builder 101 pro thanks to Rustan. And
Where can
then
we catch the
late
replay? Where can we catch the replay to that? Because I have it on my long, long to-do list is to watch that replay.
it's on my YouTube here. I'll DM it to you or share it here in the group. And it's also posted on X. I did make an X post about it, but you know, it's better to watch stuff on YouTube than X really. Or at least that's how I feel. As a user experience kind of thing, not not a like YouTube is better type of thing.
Okay, so what's your takeaway now that you had a chance to get in and build? Because that was your like one of your I know you built in the editor, but that was one of your first kind of more in-depth experiences building, if I
Yep.
remember correct.
Yep. I mean, like I'll start off with like saying like, you know, everyone complains about bugs and stuff like that. And at least like when I was using it, I'm not sure if like I would just so happen to use it at a great time and everything was updated and it was all sunshines and butterflies for me. But the glitches that I did experience were kind of glitches and things that like are expected on this platform for me. So like for me, like the disappointment wasn't really there. It's just more of a like, oh, well, this is kind of breaking right now. Let me see if I could work around it or do something else to tweak it. Um, but I mean, as far as like the actual building, placing the assets, dragging or not dragging, but kind of like using the interface to move it around with the XYZ coordinates like seem very straightforward. I mean, I do have like feedback on how to probably make it uh more more yeah, I guess more user friendly. Like for example, like one of my feedbacks would be like in the in whenever you're transforming or positioning your asset for like the x and for the x axis instead of having like the up and down arrows, why not side to side arrows, kind of helping or making it a little easier to position your asset like that way visually. But that's not really a big deal, like it's just a small uh piece of feedback that I had. Rustan and I did set up the TV on in world builder. Unfortunately, it wasn't working the way we wanted it to. Like it was working, but at the same time, it wasn't working whenever we went into play mode. But in build mode, it was working just fine. Um, like in that aspect, I will say that it is more complicated than you know, just dragging and dropping a smart TV onto your Decentraland parcel or in builder parcel and yeah, like putting the code on it and moving along. It is a little harder, but it does um kind of help you start to understand that like coder mentality like without the coding, and I kind of like that. It's just like basically logic in a way, like if this does this then this happens. um but I enjoy in world builder. I think I am going to complete a little build there to to finally have something deployed. And I do have a new parcel. I've been thinking about making like a Mew shop, like a Mew merch shop for it. It's prime real estate, Canessa.
You should. You should. I mean, I I feel like we just can't build fast enough. I think like you should have a Mew merch shop. You should have, a little bit of everything. Um yeah, I'd be curious to see what that looks like cuz there's some cool assets in there. Did you go and look? Oh, I don't know if it's there anymore, but did you look at some of the sample homes or homes sample builds.
Oh, like within the scene pool, correct?
Yeah, and they're deployed on property, but I do think maybe for a limited time, and I think mine might have expired, so it might not be there. But I was just wondering if you got to see any
Hmm.
of those. Like Ruston has
I don't
his.
think. Okay, I saw, like, I don't know like if I saw exactly maybe what you're talking about, but I do know I did see a couple builds that Rustan made that he contributed to the scene pool for Angzar, and he was like mentioning that like if you submit like a build to the scene pool, it's like something that where other users could go to the pool and like take the build and put it onto their parcels or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. And I think that's such a great entry point because a lot of time, I mean, for most of us, unless we're coming at this place with like a robust background in 3D modeling, like this is all new to us. And so, yes, we could sit here and learn Blender and all of this or the builder, but it's actually just going to be really convenient to like start off having somebody else's build that you can like customize then and make it your own. Um, and so I know Ruston's got a bunch of them. I made one that's still a work in progress. I gotta make it cooler. But there's a bunch of one piece parcels. I think there's you know I think there's more. And what you can do, and actually what everybody should do is you can go rent the land and deploy some there. So you could make like if you wanted to make a big one that for people to use, you could make that, and then somebody else can come along and then take your design like with your permission. I mean, the idea is that like we're all trying to help people, um but really a cool idea. Or even if you're like wanting to build but ideas sometimes are the hardest thing to come up, you can walk through those and be like, oh, I like how Ruston used that gray staircase. Like I think I'm going to use that and do it the same way he did, but maybe make it over here instead. So I think sometimes it's helpful to have some like just an example to like guide you once when you're just getting started.
Yep. And I mean not only that, all that scene pool, all those assets, like I can see like since you can make your land however big you like, you can make like a whole like DCL community. That I think one of my names I'll try to like put together like a little cul-de-sac or something with like a bunch of DCL builds and stuff from the scene pool. Um I know that like the idea to kind of like have Rustan come on Beyond the NFT last week for to go um walk through with him like what the basics of an in-world builder. It was something that Dana had kind of like sparked the idea because she I believe they had just finished doing some sort of event with in-world builder, and she was very fired up, and she's like and she messages me saying, oh, we have to find a way to like make an event, and in that event make it so that people could submit we'll submit more things into the scene pool for in-world builder. So so then
Oh
I
yeah, we
kind of
need that.
thought,
That would be so cool.
yeah, I mean, it would be a good way to stress test like a tool that is being created by by community members, and they can get feedback from there too. They're gonna, there's gonna be a lot of scenes to be able to choose from for any future new users coming in and trying in-world builder for the first time. Um, so I definitely see benefits there, and I mean not only new users but us. Like we could go in there and pull some of those assets too.
Yeah, if anybody is curious about getting started, last room's coming up. Yay. I'll wait for a second because there's always that gap between coming up and speaking. We put a little channel in CBD just so that it has a dedicated spot if anybody has questions. Because like at least for me, I had to bug Ruston a few times. Like, what are the links? And so now at least I know I've got a specific place to go find those links. Um, but I think it's like the gateway to bigger things, like getting that scene done, learning like the builder, learning the muscle memory, because I think the magic sauce is the no code assets after that, which I have not graduated onto yet. But Lastrom, welcome up. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to chime in. I heard you guys talking about this, so I thought it was relevant. And Sin, I'm glad that you were able to build. I just want to bring up two things. Sin, one, ask a question, what wasn't working so I could improve it, and two, with the in-world builder, Rustan and Mies and I were building the Angzar Stadium collaboratively together in World Builder. It was the most fun we had. And then you could download that scene, which we did, and it has all the configuration of where the pieces, the little Lego pieces go. It has the GLB files of all the little Lego pieces, and that's what you see in the Angzar Plaza. So we built it in World Builder collaboratively, kind of just on the fly, like, oh, should this go here? Should this go here? What about this? Let's do that. No, swap this. And then once we had it, we downloaded it, and me, programmer, I took that and integrated it into different code. So there's like ample ways to use in-world builder to get to your desired outcome. And I just wanted to mention that.
So Lastrom, if I as a new user, I come in and I build my house, I kind of just get used to it. Like I think it's a really good idea to build something before you start trying to like code and program a bunch of fancy stuff. Like I'm thinking Rustan's Wreck the House, where he's got a lot of like more complicated components going on. Like, so I'm just okay now backtracking. So I would say like the best way is to go in, build, create like a house, or at least get yourself acquainted with that. And then if you have like a game or an idea that you want to do, I'm thinking like odd jobs, spin the wheel, different stuff like that. Um, I don't know how easy, I guess, would it be to get to the next step of that kind of stuff?
Sure. I think having a vision is great, but not knowing what to do is the next step. So you got to learn how to use the tool set, but you got to learn how to build your idea. So that step is sort of thrown in the mix, and I would just suggest, it's cheesy, but write it down. It's called pseudocode. So you kind of are like taking notes. So for instance, I always tell people programmers were reverse engineers, super analytical. Again, the elevator example. I want to program an elevator, and a lot of people are like, "Man, the elevators suck." Like, I want a really good working elevator in Decentraland. Well, does anybody know, digitally raise your hand, how an elevator works? Right? Like, you need what if this, then this, right? So if player comes into an area, then I need like a horizontal plane to go from the bottom to the top, right? Like, so if you're trying to think of a game or a concept, forget the tool set, forget in-world builder, like write down or type out your concept. Okay, when player clicks gun, like they have gun, give them bullets. Do they have bullets? Oh no, they have to go and collect the bullet in the game, right? So you have to just break down your whole thing before you can start using in world builder.
I love that. That makes a lot of sense. I know there's somebody in our community who has an idea for a game, and they I don't know if they've talked to you yet, if they did that based on your suggestion, but they do have it kind of written down already. So I hope that maybe they're in touch with you. I won't say their name because I don't know, maybe they're just doing other stuff, but hopefully they find you and create something.
Oh, cool. No, I mean, look, and in world builder is amazing where you can hear and praise it all we want. There's still work to be done. I mean, I tell people, sometimes making it too simple is even harder. There's just a point where you have to learn how to use the product. And so some things might just not be available yet because we can't think of everything. And so that's why the more people that use it, the better the tool set will be, because we'll figure out what does work or doesn't work for Sinful, like with the video, because it works in other situations, but maybe he found a little edge case that we need to fix, right? So the more people use it, the more it's like, oh well, I wish I could do this. And it's like, okay, let's do it, you know. So that's what I would say. They haven't reached out, but I love the idea of outlining your concept. And what's fun with in-world builder, just back to it, with Rustan and Mies and I did, we just had this idea of like always trying to do things together on this call. We said we wanted to do sort of like a soccer and bowling and an arcade and things like that, and we're building that out. But in-world builder gives you sort of the canvas to have all of these pieces that are available to you to kind of just like mix and match and sort of like visually hash out your idea or your house. And then you could download it and add custom code to it if you wanted to, so you don't have to, like, the stadium has no code. It's just all of the objects in their position. And then we added all of the custom code for the balls and the scoring and the points and the teams and the power ups. So it's really flexible to help you just get started with like an idea.
And I think having that like visual, having that game where you can see exactly what, or at least like for, seeing it at the beginning, seeing the changes you've made, it's like that is such a good example of what is possible and like what could be done. Um, I love it. I didn't like getting my butt kicked this week by multi, but whatever. Um, uh,
Yeah, what the heck? We
I,
it was 2v1, you and
that
I, and we lost.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I gotta leave Decentraland now. I like, uh,
But
yeah.
we've
So
improved it. Yeah, we've
it's
improved Angzar Blitz. Thank you for your comments. What Kness and I are mentioning, we built a game called Angzar Blitz. Anybody listening, there's a document in the CBD and in Last Slice that anybody could comment on and improve the game. And Kness has made comments, and we've tried to implement a few of them, and we'll implement more. We've implemented leaderboards and stats, so wins and goals, but those only count if you're playing a team of two or more. So we're trying to figure out the best way to like make it fun and engaging and make it always available to people without, hey, last year, what's going on with this? So we're working through the bugs and we're trying to automate it, make it fun. Anybody can play. We've integrated some dust, so it's an off-chain coin that will have rewards and things. And so again, we're winging it. So I just wanted to jump in and, one, again, ask Sinful what was going on with the video thing, if something we need to fix, and then let you guys know too. Like, it's a great way to ideate a concept collaboratively with somebody else, where you can say, hey, this is really cool, or maybe this wall should be this GLB, or no, it should be this floor type, or it shouldn't go here, it should go here. And it's really fun to build together.
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Sin.
No, go ahead, finish your comment. I'll answer kind of Lastrum's questions on what messed up and what I was experiencing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like a lot of those, you don't know that you've got a need for it until there's a bunch of people there, and then like trying to tell people like go to the camera, and they're like, well, where's the camera? And you're like, oh, it's on the side of the building, and then realizing like, oh, if there was just a path, you could be like, look for the gold path, and then just follow that or something. It's like you do need people in there getting their hands dirty to figure out like all these little nuances that are not make or break the game, but like will
Sure.
kind of flow
Just
smooth.
on that, that's what I was talking about earlier, about like distilling it down to the most simplest form. It is actually a very difficult task, because if you think of like, have like a Gen Z, excuse me, like a boomer, Gen Xer, try to play Fortnite. And then they probably have all these suggestions, or Call of Duty. What is this menu? How do I do this? Where's my gun? What's a loadout? I have different loadout. I have different packages. I have different perks. And it's like, when you play these games, it's sort of, I guess, like assumed to know how to do it. And so removing those assumptions is while making it feel like engaging, right? We could splash a screen and say, hey, go over here to do this, go over here to do this, versus like you're in this environment, you kind of need to go around and figure it out. So making that balance of managing expectations and assumptions versus like the hand holding is a very, very difficult task. But we're here to help. So I mean, we just don't want to splash like, hey, cameras over here, like, or hey, this is what you can do. It's kind of like, how could we do this better? Maybe there is an NPC that tells you all about this stuff, or there is a first timer thing. So we're always open to those suggestions. I think that's the hardest thing is like um, making it like easy to figure out, but not as difficult as like creating a Call of Duty loadout.
Yeah, and I think like for anybody to just come and play 20 minutes, I bet in 20 minutes you'll know where to start the game, you'll know where to end the game, you'll know what balls go where, like and so yeah, I think a lot of it is just like getting in there and playing it. And well, I should yes, Sin wants to talk, but do we need you to turn it on in order to play it?
No, no, it's all automatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was just my question. I was like, oh shoot, I don't want to bug you every time that, like I just randomly was like, hey, who wants to go play this? And it was really cool because one of the people there, or the person that kicked our butt, like they'd never heard of it before. And so within a half an hour, they go from never even knowing there's a game to dominating. Like
Yeah,
people that have played before.
dominating.
It's like, yeah, yeah. Like
Dominating
wiping.
me, the creator, the person that coded it. I couldn't even
Yeah.
catch up. They were killing us.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Next time we're on his team. So, but
Absolutely.
anyway, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the important part is that it's that easy to get it, to figure it out and to master it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I've seen people have fun playing what was it called again? Blitzball?
Working titles Angzar Blitz. We have no idea. We're just
Angzar Blitz.
we're just kind of making this up. That's what ChatGPT gave us. So if anybody again wants to help us, the foundation is letting us continue to build on this plaza. So whatever we want to do with it, let's make it more fun. We have ideas, but we just got to you know we got to do it. So happy to
Hmm.
create the blitz. We want to do laser tag. I'm also working on the arcade, and so there's other mini games, and like the police trainer arcade game is going on as well that I'm just working on. So there's a lot of things, but this is just my idea. So whatever anyone else wants, we offered to integrate other code with other people and they declined us. That's unfortunate, but we're open to having other code snippets, other things that we want. As I pitched for the DCL DAO headquarters plaza, this is what I wanted, like envisioned. Nothing, no one goes to Genesis really. Like, there's no team behind it. Let's be the team behind this plaza that is always like producing content that people want to come here for. So that's my spiel on that. I'm happy to answer questions before I got to run. And I know Sin, you want to talk about the video.
Yep, yep. So like I kind of mentioned, it was like half working and half not working. Like Rustan and I managed to set up the actions and triggers. In builder mode, we put the screen down. We clicked the play button, so like it could actually like show the stream playing. But then every time we went into play mode, the screen would just disappear. I would walk out off the parcel and walk back in, and I could only hear the sound from the video stream that I had going
Okay.
live.
You know what that sounds like? If you close your eyes, you've got your video screen. When you go into build mode, the actual projection screen appears. Then when you go into play mode, the projection screen disappears. So you've got a projector that's just like projecting the audio, but you can't see the video, if that makes sense. And it's an easy toggle. It might be something that we need to adjust, like to be the default. I don't know why it's not, but um, in your projection screen, there's an option that says show this screen in play mode or hide this screen in play mode, and you might just have to check that.
Okay, here I'm writing it down in my notes here. Projection. What does it need to show? Like play. Show. What do
Yeah.
I need to set it to?
So when you go into the video screen, there's all of these
Yeah.
options. It's like, GLTF
Mhm.
mesh renderer, right?
Yep.
So, and you click on that, and there's a little toggle that says
Ah,
show on play.
okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Perhaps maybe yeah. I think you just fix the issue. I don't recall that night going into the mesh renderer, so um
And
that's
yeah,
something I should probably go
no
into.
worries. And not to get too technical, but what we did is we modeled it after the Creator Hub. So if you're familiar building in the Creator Hub with triggers and actions and mesh renderers and components, these objects that are things, right? You have like video, you have audio, you have 3D file, GLTF, right? That everyone knows that's a 3D object. And then you have like um, squares like cubes and planes like pictures, flat things. Those are mesh renderers. So we modeled it just like the Creator Hub, so the lingo is the same and everything works sort of the same, so that if you have that familiarity in the Creator Hub, you can come over and say, oh, mesh renderer, that's familiar, okay, I know what that is. So if we need to improve it, please let me know, but I think off the top of my head, that's probably what you're missing, is when you go into play mode, it's not showing the actual projection screen for that toggle.
All right. I'll probably give it a try either later today or tomorrow
Sure.
within this weekend. Yeah, I definitely wanted to jump back in and continue my little build. So like whenever we couldn't figure out the screen, we were kind of thinking like maybe it's not working in the in the world right now. Maybe we should deploy it or rent a piece of land from Ingzar and deploy it there. But so then we couldn't find the rent guy or the NPC that you speak to to be able to rent the land.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay, yeah. Again, we got so much going on. I think I removed him for a second when we were building the stage or the stadium, so we needed to figure out where to put him. And again, this is our plaza, the community is the global hour. Where should we put him, right? Where's the best spot when you land in Angzar? Where should you go to do that? I can add him back. He's right out front of the Coliseum. But if we need to move that person, that NPC somewhere else, please let me know.
Hmm. Kind of like as a quick brainstorm, like when you said where should there be a spot for him, I wonder if it would be more beneficial or less beneficial to like make him a little like rentals build, like a building that says like rentals here or something like that, or a little like or not coffee, lemonade stand.
Oh my
Rental.
gosh, you could have him like a real like sales like real estate agent. You could come in and sit down at the desk and have I mean you could get really corny with that.
Okay, somebody build that. We should build that in World Builder, right? This is a great use case for that. And then we could download that code and just import it into Angzar and put that little building wherever near the Coliseum or somewhere. And maybe he's in one of the shops. Maybe that's where we go. There's the Angzar shops. Maybe he's in a little info booth, or he has his own shop that you go into and you rent. And we could build that out. We did that with the Angzar shops. There's 35 of them. We did that in World Builder as well. So in World Builder is sort of like our development like canvas, where we literally master plan how to use 400 parcels, put things in there, take the code, and then actually add it with the custom code. So maybe we do that. That would be great.
It would be fun to like think about what was it? The Star Wars movie, the first one where you see Rey and at the beginning she's like in the desert and she has to go barter with this like, mean guy that's in charge of everything. Like what if you had to go in there and barter and he's like, "What are you building for me? I need 10 credits." And then you have to be like, "Here, these are my credits." And you say, come back next month, you better have more." Some kind of, maybe not for the real estate agent, but it would be so fun to get surly AI to like to match the kind of the Dune punk cyberpunk aesthetic
I love it. No, that would be great. We want to do that. You can create your own AI agent. We haven't done it for ourselves in terms of like providing info to the users of Angzar, so people can create their own agent for themselves and replicate their own personalities. It would be so fun to have, the real estate, the Dune Punk real estate agent. That would be amazing. And then maybe, yeah, maybe you need 100 dust to be reserve a land. And the way you get dust is you play the arcade mini games, or you spectate and watch um, something at the arena, or you hang out in the entire Angzar Plaza. So that's what we're working on in the background, is like allowing you these off-chain dust coins based on your interactivity in the whole plaza, which you then put back into the games, spending them as a spectator, spending them renting land, stuff like that.
That is just awesome. I mean, yeah, my brain, it's already going, because you could randomize it. Like maybe he will let you launch your land for 10 credits or dust, but maybe he's in a bad mood. Maybe it's 100, maybe it's 50. So you could have it kind of like the random wheel. It could be like that. Like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. 200.
Totally. I love it. No, I
Somebody
love it.
comes along, snipes it for 10. I mean, maybe not real estate, but maybe like if you could get trading, or some other, or even tickets to go to the stadium and watch the thing. So okay, so that's another question that people have been talking a lot about, like AI agents. So you can do like NPC, like AI.
Yeah, we're resetting the system, working on improvements right now, but there's a little, if anybody remembers the old CPC, cloned player character machine from Angzar way back, and you went and made your character and set your pathways around Angzar, that was like dumb AI, right? That was crazy. Now we've upgraded it to integrate the Eliza AI network, where you create your own Kinessa AI agent, you place them in the plaza, you give it personality, bio, lore, and then when people go up and talk to it, it's a more accurate representation using AI engines to respond to the people that talk to you. So that's free. That is available. We're relaunching it. We're working on it and improving it. And then maybe you can have certain wearables for that NPC AI view, or always wear the same ones you have on, or follow somebody around. So we're upgrading the platform, but that is available for free.
Okay, that's really big, because I heard somebody say like they are not happy, like that there's just no Eliza agent integration in Decentraland, and my brain was like, no, I think
Yep.
Rustan did that. So
Yep, Rustan did it. He was
okay,
the first one to do it, and had his SRJH. I think we have like 7 agents right now, and they're all in the plaza. And we don't distinguish who's who yet. We don't say like this is AI. We just say this is Rustan. Um, but we could again always make improvements. That's what we're doing. We're just making it more fun.
okay, that's pretty huge. I mean, I see a lot of chatter from other platforms about them, and so
Yep.
we gotta make some noise
Yeah,
about.
Agus,
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
foundation director, reached out to me and said he, congratulated me on
I,
it. So
I was gonna say
yeah,
that
we just need more people.
that
Are we rigging? Sin, could you hear Lastrom?
for a second I did. Noticed that it's going in and out for me. I think it's my internet really.
Okay.
I'll go down and come back up.
Okay. I guess we'll wait for him.
Yeah, no worries. I just wanted to jump on. I hope I helped him with his video issue. I wanted to shout out how fun it is to build together collaboratively, and then it doesn't have to sit on your in-world builder server. It doesn't have to sit, like that. It can be downloaded, and the pieces and parts and the code can be used in a different scene. So you can get an idea, build it, and then take those like layouts and pieces and put them into other scenes.
I think that's the important part to know, because I think a lot of times people just think, oh, I just have to use it there. It's like a worlds thing, and so yeah, it's so helpful just to hear all of this, because I think that we just need to know what's possible and go from there. Okay, Sin, try it again.
I uh what I was mentioning because you brought up the NPCs or the AIs that are roaming around Angzar. Like the other day when Rustan and I were there.
Oh no,
Uh
it must be that Florida internet.
oh. Well, I will say, you just mentioned in World Builder, maybe we have a little module that allows you to connect to your agent. So it says, hey, which agent do you want on your land, right? So then you could take that code and that little NPC and put it on your land elsewhere, so that your AI agent doesn't always have to just be in Angzar.
Yeah, that I mean, if we can break them out of like one place, if you've got NPCs walking around the entire world, I think that's just gonna be mind blowing. Like, I don't know if, when, how, but it's wow. Like,
Well, we
I
built
don't-
we built the ELIZA framework like on top of it, separate from Decentraland. So, Rusan is the first to create his AI agent, no code in Decentraland, but then also have it in Hyperfi. The same personality, the same AI agent. And again, we're working on improving the memory and the depth of the agent itself that you can create. So you create in one metaverse and you can also interact in another metaverse. So not only in one location inside the same metaverse, but cross metaverse AI agent.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, just as a builder, like I ran into a problem last night where I could not upload a GTLF to the builder, and it was from Blender, and it was a very specific issue. So I put it into Chat GPT, and then it like told me all the possible things that I might be doing wrong. And it turns out, like in this one scene of 100 different assets, there was like a floor that somehow was just breaking it. And so even having like a personal assistant to help you build, like bridging that gap from like your basic skills to the next level, like where if, oh my gosh, if we had a AI that we could bug instead of you or somebody else like Rustan, yeah, that's what Rustan really needs it, because I'm always in his DMs like, hey, I can't get this to work. Help, help, help.
Yeah, I know I'm
Um,
doing it all wrong. I need to create the agent so that I don't have to do it, but I enjoy building and helping people improve building and things. So uh, it's definitely not as efficient as probably an AI last term, but I enjoy it more.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of said at the beginning of this space how much I think we would just need to keep pushing the boundaries and pushing the limits. I mean, just a year ago when I would hear people talking about AI, it was a completely different mindset that I had about AI than it is today. Like, what is it going to be like a year from now? And I think we gotta we gotta keep pushing the boundaries, not just AI, but everything. Like, there's so much at our fingertips. I feel like more than ever.
Definitely. I know Sinful jumped back on. I'm going to drop out. I got to go have lunch. I'm on that Florida time as well. But I just want to jump in and address Sinful's thing, and hopefully we can figure that out. If it's something else, Sin, we can.
Oh, one last
Yeah.
thing. I couldn't deploy onto Genesis City for some reason. It took me to the other screen. I believe it was like a wallet signature,
Okay.
and then it would just fail. The
Is it land that you own or land that you operate?
land that I own.
Okay. Is it in Etheria or elsewhere?
It's I mean I tried deploying to one that's like that's not in a district, and then I tried deploying to one that is in the Vegas district.
Okay. I will definitely take a look later today and see what that issue is, and we'll fix it. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get these fixes for you, and then I just want everybody to go play Blitz. Like, again, you don't need me. I'm not watching. I'm only there to watch for bugs or improve it. But yeah, go play. You need at least one other opponent on the other team, and then yeah. have fun. And again, it's in development, so we're trying to build it as we play it. So suggestions and bugs are welcomed, and it's gotten a lot better, thanks to Jared and Kanessa and other people who've been helping play it and finding bugs. So thank you again. And yeah, if you have anything, just let me know. I'll be on Discord or DM me on Twitter. I'm going to go to lunch though. I just wanted to make sure Sinful I could address those things.
Have a good
Yes,
lunch.
sir. Enjoy
See
your
you.
lunch.
Take care. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye.
And if anybody does want to play that game, like a good way that people have been doing it is just putting out like on CBD, like general chat, like, hey, I'm going to go play Blitz. Anybody here? And then we did make a specific channel just for Angzar. We had another one for In-World Builder, and I was using that, but then I realized like they're very different. The In-World Builder should just, really be about building. And then the Blitz channel is probably a good one to give suggestions and then like, smack talk and just like you're going down, even though I'm the one that has just got wiped off the face of the earth by multi NFT. So if you want to play, I don't know, that's like the best way to do it. You do have to find somebody else, which is kind of like a bummer, but it's also like really cool that you have to go like make a social interaction. You have to go contact someone and be like, who wants to go play? Like it's I don't know. It's so fun. It's the coolest thing I've seen here in a long time. Like that's why I'm trying to, get it get it like going and get people excited about playing it. Come kick my butt. If it's like if you haven't played it yet, it's like if Rocket League and Quidditch had a baby. It would be called Blitz. And now you're just thinking about how that is possible, but it's possible.
I'm just imagining like Harry Potter bumping into his opponent and then them crashing and burning to the ground.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that this week. I was trying to just play defense, like protect my goal from multi, but then I realized like, well, no, yeah, I was just no, I was yeah, no, I think I was trying to score on him. I was trying to put the balls in, but then, yeah, I don't know. That guy's got some skills. So he whipped my butt so bad that then Lastrom was like, "Here, I'll be on your team this time." And so then Lastrom and I together, like offense and defense, and he still won. So multi, I'm coming for you. I need what, a rematch? I need redemption. Like that's what we need. It's just we need a fun sport where people can just smack talk and be like, all right, next time I'm coming for you. That's what we're missing
or
here.
or maybe like some sort of game that like whenever like there's like community members just arguing back and forth, it's like take it to Blitz, Angzar Blitz.
If only it was that easy, man. Sign me up. That would be awesome.
So somewhere we could solve our issues, our dilemmas. Okay, maybe this is possible. Maybe this is possible, like a gladiator combat type of thing between our avatars, and it's like if you're in it, it's because you've put up a wearable or something for as the prize, and or you bid, and
Yeah.
then like whoever wins gets
Well, some of the
the
things we were
winning.
talking about is like if you're playing, it's one thing, but how to make it interesting for the spectators, because I feel like in Blitz the spectators are also like a big part of it. Like it's really cool where you get to watch it from, and there's also the camera where you can zoom in, and see these really crazy shots. But like, what if being a spectator is almost as fun as being in the game? Like, what if you can shoot like if your team is Dune Punks and your color's orange, like what if you can shoot orange like paintballs over at the cyberpunks whose color is like neon green or something cyberpunkish. And I don't know, like, in Hunger Games, you can, like, the rich people could buy the drones and bring in like resupplies for their team. So what if you are in the stadium and you can order up, like with your dust, like a power up for your team? and have it delivered? Or what if you could like do a, I don't know, quicksand moat for the enemy, or maybe we bring in like sandworms like Star Wars. And there's so many things like that kind of interaction. It would be so much fun to be a fan or a spectator and be like, yeah guys, you taking you down, kind of like at Disneyland where there's, no, is that one, there's like, no, not that one. There's like a log jam in Vegas, I think. But you, as a spectator, can stand there and push a button, and it makes the geyser go out and erupt when people come by. So that would be so awesome if you could just be a spectator messing with people. That's all we need. That's just what we need here.
We just need a button that gives us all the power.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think it would make people pretty happy to. Like, people love sports. It's no surprise. I mean, I think I think having your team too. I think having like, whether it's like East or West Side or Dune Punks and Cyberpunks, like people want to have something to believe in, and having your team freaking go to Angzar Blitz and like do well, and you're cheering them on, like that'd be pretty cool. We haven't had that. Like, I mean, we've had La Liga, we've had other things, but very temporary and short lived, and I don't think is like the same.
I'm imagining uh like going over and cheering for your favorite Angzar team, collecting like memorabilia and stuff like that.
Yeah,
This could be awesome.
jerseys. I mean, jerseys, and like a team could have a special emote. Like, you could have a big, I mean, think about all the things you see at the stadium. You could have a big, like, yeah, I mean, anything. I'm trying to think. Like, there's a styrofoam finger, like Mr. Shui's got that wearable. But yeah, we could have fun.
As far as the crowd goes, I think I'm more on the aggressive side. Like you were like thinking of like different special things you could throw at the other team's thing. I was like thinking like a crowd brawl while the game is going, the crowd has the option to go fight the other crowd.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Now, after lunch, last room is going to find all these DMs like, actually, we'd like to also fight the other spectators. Like,
I didn't know this, but I do enjoy violence. Can
yeah.
we
Oh,
bring
I
this?
think we knew that. Yeah. He's going to be like, guys, come on, one game at a time. But yeah, I mean, I think I like, after getting in there, playing it, seeing the potential, I'm definitely like, I'm all about it. But I just don't know what team to pick. There's Cyberpunks and Dune Punks, and I feel like I'm usually Cyberpunk. But then, man, I don't know. Like the Dune Punk, they like. I
The
usually choose
Doompunk has that Steam what is it, Steamworks or
Steampunk. Yeah, yeah,
Steampunk vibe. Yeah, so I can see how it's hard for you to pick.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so I don't know. It might be a difficult. Uh, one of those difficult life choices I have to make. I might I might just have to, you know, be both maybe depending on who's winning. Might have to, because it ain't gonna be me. That's for sure. But anyway, Make came up a while ago. He's being patient. How are you?
Good morning. How y'all doing? Sin, Kanessa, family, Web3 fam. Great to see y'all. I'm so excited I get to hang out with some of you guys in less than a week, couple days. Lots cooking, but just want to say good morning. I was gonna raise my hand, Sin. I don't know if you mentioned to him. I didn't hear you mention about how your massive collection of land was getting a little on top of each other in one of the menus to deploy.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that one. You're right.
And so I had my hand up for that one. But other than that, it's just great to see you all. What a fun day in Decentraland yesterday. Sheesh. There was so much cooking. It's just great to see all the energy and everybody creating. Yeah, good morning.
It's good to see you here, and yeah, um, can't wait. Think we're having a pizza party next week, right?
Think we're having a pizza party. I think we're gonna all run around for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna head down there today, see what's going on, just start catching the vibes. Have you signed up for a bunch of conferences and all sorts of things?
I have, I have. I think I need to sign up for more, but yep, I am. I'm running around, so it'll be fun. It'll be good. I don't know. Is it gonna be cold there? Like,
Uh, I would say it's gonna be cold there. I would plan for cold, plan in layers when the sun is out, but there's snow on the ground. It could be warm, but you plan in layers in Denver, so I would at least have like a decent heavy coat. The nights are pretty cold. I mean, it's warm today, but it bombed freezing snow, and by warm, I don't have a temperature, but there is still plenty of snow in my backyard. So yeah,
okay, okay.
take
I
a
think.
little bit of
And
everything. Bring a hat.
anything
Oh yeah.
anything under 40 degrees is a no-go for the meal.
Oh, and see, it was like 1 degree last week, and and without the wind chill. So I, but the coldest I've ever been was like Estes Park, Colorado. That was gnarly, cold, dry. I don't know how are California people gonna do it? They're gonna. That's gonna be.
They're gonna take a lot of Ubers and stay inside. The venue's very big. Most of the satellite stuff is pretty close, but Denver's a big place, so there are definitely Uber times. Yeah, and friends with cars.
Nice. Well, safe travels, and I'm sure, yeah, we'll be in touch when everybody touches down. And it's really cool to see Decentraland have a at least a following of people showing up for this. I know everybody wants, in person or like having a booth at these conferences, and I think in time that'll be something we'll probably do. But for now, I'm just stoked to represent. Got my t-shirts ready.
We got a little something cooking too for the Meta Beast party. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what to do for this Friday, but outside of that, there's something for all the family. So we're really excited.
Nice. Are there any talks or lectures or things that you're going to that you're especially excited for?
If I had to be completely selfish and honest, the Third Planet event that's on the 27th with all the crew, I get to DJ with a bunch of Web3 people, and hang out. I'm really excited to see the different abstract things, see how they're evolving. Still really waiting for the streaming, which has been a little bit of a bummer, if I had to be honest, but the ecosystem, I think they just got 1 million wallets added, so that's pretty impressive. Eat Denver really does a great job, though, of like not only just the speakers, just the entire layout. Like it is a true conference, so I think the entire experience is just one you really have an option to take in and just enjoy. How about you?
Well, I think the maybe the one sponsored by Decentraland, the little meetup. I think that one's going to be a good one. Yeah, I think the SheFi. There's a SheFi meetup that I'm excited to go to, and yeah, this will be the first. Well, actually, not my first crypto conference. I went to a Neo cryptocurrency conference back in 2018. If anybody remembers Neo Coin, the Chinese Ethereum, went to that one. Definitely did not understand like 99% of what was being said, but it was amazing to be like surrounded by crypto projects back in 2018, especially in like very different world. So, but yeah, haven't been any other big ones. I'm a country mouse, so it's very difficult to get out of the woods and go to the city, and hopefully I don't get Lost. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm also really laid back, so I don't really care about stuff. I'm like booking airfare really late. Like I won't even tell you when I got my airfare to like Argentina or Portugal, but it was within hours of going, I think. So anyway, it'll all be okay.
So, of course, on my way home the other night from, sorry, by the way, I took the metaverse IRL for the first time and went and DJ'd last Thursday as a test to make sure I didn't blow anything up, which was really fun. On the way home, I caught some ice and I hit a curb really hard. And I took out the alignment of my car pretty seriously. So I'm still working out how I'm going to get. I got my car like going into the shop on Monday, two kids and a wife trying to get around. It's going to be interesting. We're going to work it out. But yeah. Also, happy birthday to Face Moon. Also, Steve, that was awesome hanging out with Toxic and throwing that party. It was just, I think Decentraland yesterday was just fun. You know what I mean? From the birthday party on this week, it was just such a blast. It's great to get everybody back together.
I love the Face Moon that they've been here that long. Like that, it's just so cool. See everything that Mary Shark has done from first seeing them come on the scene and you being a wearable, kind of aficionado to now creating a project and then hosting parties. I think, yeah, Face Moon. I got to buy some more. Those things, they're got to support. And they're not too much. I mean, they're very reasonable.
Absolutely. It was, but I just mean, even from Risk's birthday party and then Face Moon's party and then Toxic's party was so friggin' creative, and her that cupcake she made in real life was mind blowing. Then to be sitting on the cupcake together with Steve playing was so fucking cool. And huge shout out to Raya, by the way. I see you down there. You are absolutely slaughtering the timeline. I can't wait to come. I gotta catch one of your pool parties, girl, and just you've been such a shining bright light in DCL, coming in hot and coming in awesome.
Yeah, I mean, where can we clone Raya? Like, it is amazing. I mean, yeah. I see you sending away wearables to people. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, you're new, and you're doing this cool stuff. I mean, actually, you're not new. You've done this stuff here for a long time. It's just kind of like recently getting more active. So it's so awesome, Raya. Thank you. And I am so happy to hear people in world speaking with a new user who speaks Italian. So I love like we're such a global community, which sometimes means it's difficult to communicate. But man, I love that. Like I kind of want like a message board where people could come in and be like, I speak, Romanian or I speak Hungarian or I speak Italian, and they can immediately find people to connect with. And I think there are like threads in the main Decentraland Discord where you can go and it's people from a specific country, but I don't know. Wish we could do that even more streamlined.
So when are we allowed to know when you officially come in to Colorado?
I think so. I am coming on Tuesday,
Okay.
and then
Let's
I'm
go.
yeah leaving Friday. I will get killed if I don't leave on Friday. So I'm doing it to save my own butt. 'Cause you don't want young people mad at you. So enough said. But yeah,
Yep, I would be mad at her for not being here on Saturday.
there's people scarier than you, Sin. They're the
Oh
they're
no.
the ones that are that I'm in Roblox threatening people with Loraxes, saying if the trees are armed, if the Loraxes are armed, the trees won't be harmed. I mean,
all right. Yes, they are definitely like 10 times scarier than I am. You are right. You better abide to their wishes.
I will. I will. I mean, when you realize you've passed on your dry sense of humor to little people, you're like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. It was only
Yeah, yeah. What kind of monsters have I created here?
oh yeah, they troll me
uh,
good. They're
oh man, I noticed it 100% the first moment, like, playing Fortnite with Super Ninja.
yeah,
Uh, I was like, this is a mini Canessa.
yeah, but he's actually really good at shooting. So yeah, yeah, I liked how he continued to say like talk smack talk about me. I'm like, thanks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like karma is raise little people that are just like you. Oh, it's also the most amazing thing, right? Right, Make?
Yeah, I just always love to remind people DNA is curly, it doesn't go straight. So it's like my son looks at like me, my daughter acts like me. That is a nice little extra bit of karma.
Damn. Yeah, your son is like a spitting image of you. Yeah, I've always thought about it whenever you share pictures of, your of your family or whatever it may be, you doing activities. Like I do always notice that. But okay, so then what is up with DNA when it comes to like uncles and because like for example, um I look exactly like my uncle, just a younger version probably, and slight differences. But for the most part, I look exactly like him.
Yeah, it's all part of the till. You don't just don't you guys. I don't know who's old enough to remember, but there was like a terrible like cholesterol commercial, and it's like you might be like this, but your uncle Charlie has cholesterol, and it was a terrible commercial. But the truth is, yeah, you got a little bit of everybody running around with your history in there.
Oh
That's why
God.
when you
That's
get old enough
scary.
for physicals, they're always like, "What's your family history?" And I'm like, "I'm not telling you."
They're trying
That's
to get
nice.
go ahead, get as I go.
No, that's a nice thing to do to your doctors. Like, yeah, I could help you, but I'm not going to. Where do you think my problems are?
No, because when you get to certain ages, they want you to do all these different tests. And I'm like, I'm not a pincushion. You leave me right alone. My digital character has no problems.
Yeah, I'm just gonna download myself so that I could just be full-time digital. Uh,
Oh,
what? Oh, go ahead, Kanasa.
no, I was going to change the subject to the upcoming contests, but if we want to wrap up what we're talking, just so that we don't miss any of the deadlines.
I'm all wrapped up like a Christmas gift.
Okay, let's see. Let me get in here. So there's multiple contests coming up, and the deadlines are like now. Even though the event is like Fashion Week, I'm so pissed. Fashion Week is totally ruining my plans. But anyway, it's because it's on World Hamster Day, and it's just totally ruining all my plans. So, okay, but anyway, Canessa, that's a side quest. What was I looking up? I was looking up Fashion Week. Oh, I'm on the Decentraland site, and now that I'm like totally distracted by all their fancy pins. Wow. All right, here it is. So, Fashion Week, there's three different ways to sign up. The first one, most of us don't apply or don't qualify for unless we're students. The other ones, let's see. Submission deadline tomorrow. Okay, so we got to get on this, guys. Has everybody signed up for this? This is making an immersive experience, an immersive 3D experience, infinite identities. Prize is 2,000 US dollars. You're making a digital space, not just a wearable. And you have to have your submission by tomorrow. So, boom.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. Tomorrow's a big date.
Like, it's not signing up by tomorrow. You have to have it done.
No.
By
You're signing up by tomorrow. You don't have to have it done, but you have to have an idea of what you would do. So no, you don't have to have it finished. I mean, I think the idea is you would take the next month and a half or 2 months almost to do it. But if you don't
Mhm.
sign up, then that's why it's like
Oh,
we'll
it sounds
see.
like
I mean,
you already clarified, but yeah, you just have to pitch the idea by tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yep.
You just, you
well,
just,
these could be good opportunities for individuals like Wilson down there in the crowd, or Yolantis.
Yeah. So this is the physical build. So not a wearable. Because to me it was kind of like, oh wait, we're doing fashion stuff, but this one, yeah, it gives you a few ideas, but the theme is infinite identities in virtual fashion. So then and it's on a 2x2 plot of land, and it's going to be there for at least 3 months afterwards. So really cool. You'll just want to submit 3 to 5 examples from your current portfolio, and then you have to host one live event there during Fashion Week. And then let's see, what is the other one? I'm only seeing 2 of them now. The banners we wear, that one is not for us. Maybe it already closed.
So for the student one, could we just like
Nope.
put
Nope.
no wait, hear
I
me
don't even
out.
know what
Hear
you're
me
gonna
out.
say, but the answer is no.
I want to implant Brandon into
Okay,
in
let's see if Brandon fits. Is
he-
Brandon
he's a student.
is he a student in fashion design, textile design, fine art, interactive media, 3D design, game design, or digital arts?
No, but he is a student in IT. So like he's like basically halfway there already. Like all he has to do is turn on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brandon could be our industry plant.
You know what would be so cool is to get Brandon to work with some students or yeah, I don't know if students will reach out and be like, "Hi, we need an expert." And we could be like, "Well, which one of us weirdos would you like to guide you?" Probably should not. Yeah, they should they're probably better off on their own.
You want the weirdo with donuts or the weirdo that mews?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep looking, but I'm guessing since I only see these 2 on this Zealous post, I'm guessing that the deadline for the 3rd one is already over. So this is all just for Fashion Week. We'll get on to the music trail after this. But did we just have a speaker come up, Jared? Oh no, Wilson was coming up, and now I don't see him.
Oh yeah, I don't see Wilson either.
All right, so yes, you guys should try for that. I would love to, but I'm just like, I feel like this would be a big challenge, like a big leap from what, I don't know, like just be a big one.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's how you grow. Okay, so so anything else about Music Fest, or should we just move on to? There he is. There's Wilson.
So is Music Fest the one? Is that set? Or wait, was it Fashion Week we were talking about?
Oh, sorry. Did I say Music Fest? Ah, sorry.
Trying to
I meant
just
fashion.
throw the monkey in the
I
wrenches.
know. Just next I'll say it's Food's Culinary Fest. No, Fashion Week.
Oh,
Fashion Week.
yeah. Sidebar. What about the bevy? The bevy that you had created or somebody created.
Somebody created. I don't know. A bevy? I mean, I don't know. How did they put it there? But that's great. I like it.
Oh my geez.
I'll take it. Whatever.
Hi Wilson. Good to see you. You look pointy.
Good afternoon. How is everyone?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. I'd seen a space pop open and I was like, all right, I'll listen in. I'll just lurk. And then I heard my name getting called. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to pop up and say hey.
Same.
Could you go back over what we need to apply for? I didn't really listen properly and I would rather just say I never listened.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. It's so there's a few different events coming up that are there's deadlines like right now for these events. This one is for Fashion Week, and Fashion Week is not for a long time. It is April, but the deadline is tomorrow to get this in. There's one wearable contest that is just for like higher level like college students. So that one most of us don't apply or don't qualify, which is good. I think it's great that they're focusing. They're going to get a lot of new people in. So the one that we're talking about is for the build. You're going to choose people to make a 2x2 build, so 4 parcel build for that week, and it's the theme is infinite identities, and it's you could be awarded 2,000 US dollars in mana, and it is going to be open from April 9th to the 12th. Yeah, and then it's going to be on display for a while. Looks like you just let's see what it says. If I actually go and apply now, it's going to ask me. Oh, it's going to go right to that.
Do you have a link and I can
Yeah,
check
yeah.
it out? Yeah.
Let's see. Let me find it. I'm accessing it on my computer, but I can find it here. Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm guessing we create the assets and stuff, and then we'll be allocated a 4x4 if it gets chosen. Is that right?
yeah, yep. And I think for tomorrow for the deadline, you just have to have the idea, the concept. You don't
Ah,
have to
right. Okay.
have it done. All right, let's see. Put this right here. All right, so here's the post right at the top. Um, yeah, so it would give you a month and a half to build it out. And I mean, I'm sure a person could even work with a team, make that possible. I don't know how many of them. Let's see. Are they accepting it? Let's see.
So obviously, I've not really built on many lands. I've only like two two places in the world just now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have like stuff to show. I've got from other platforms, but not from Decentraland.
I think you could still put that in. I mean, I think the whole idea is they want new builders to decide, to come and build. So if I think they would love that. They'd be like, "Oh, you've got a bunch of experience in, spatial or Somnium, and then you want to build in Decentraland." Like, yeah, because
Yeah.
anything that you run into, like, people, if you have questions like, "Oh, I can't get this to work," like, people can help you, figure it out.
I might as well apply.
Yeah, I'm not seeing how many they're allowing, like, because if it's 10 different builds that they're looking for, I mean, that's a pretty good chance of getting chosen. Oh, yeah, it doesn't say. I know some of them they've had very like specific guidelines, like 4 builds will be chosen. Or maybe it's there, maybe I'm not seeing it.
It's quite cool. It's over like, uh, well, 2x2, so it's a larger place.
Yeah. And 2x2 is a good, I mean, it's so much easier to build on than like 1 parcel.
It's a
But
decent size.
it's also not too big. Like one thing I learned about the cantina is like it it is hard to build big scenes. Like it takes so much longer to build everything out. And I don't know. I just thought, okay, more land, more options. But then it was like, oh no, like this is actually it's really it's a big problem.
More space to fill out, more
Yeah,
detail to input.
yeah. And I still maxed out the triangles, and I still maxed out the textures. So yeah. So that's a limitation. Also, just 40,000 triangles for this event. Um,
But that basically is for the whole venue, eh? Like venue, like surroundings and like seats and different parts. Like, is
yeah,
this for the fashion show? Is that
yeah,
what they're looking for? Yeah.
yeah. And then it's for the fashion week, and what it says that I think they want you to host an event also. So let's see. Let me just read this carefully. Um, now I don't see it. Maybe I was making that up. Oh yeah, okay. What event requirements are there? We ask all creators to host at least one live event in their experience during Fashion Week. This event should be 30 to 60 minutes in duration. It could be a Twitter space, creator-led tour, question and answer session, or something else relevant to your 3D experience. Creators should include details of this event within their proposal. So, like somebody you could live stream, building like a 3D asset or something like that. That's pretty cool. It doesn't have to be something bigger, but also there's so many people created that will probably create wearables for it, so you could have like you could show off Muse fashion hoodie that he's making for it or something like that.
Hmm. I think I'll apply for that because we've got plenty of people within the community who would help out. Like put music on in different parts. So I think this will be good. I'll build the space. Be
Yeah,
simple
i think
enough.
i think I would love to see that. I definitely think you should.
Cool. Okay.
And you mentioned the deadline for that is tomorrow, right?
Well, here's a in Decentraland time. It is because in UTC sometimes tomorrow is today.
Yeah,
It
you're
says
right.
it
Some
says 11:59 on the 23rd of February.
Yeah,
So
UTC. So sometimes that's like 3 o'clock in the morning for. Oh, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me.
You're like, holy crap! It might actually be 3 o'clock.
No, usually when it's like a 12 o'clock UTC deadline, it's 3 in the morning for me. It could be wrong on that one, but yeah. So everybody, check it out at the top. Do something.
how much was it they were paying? 2,000 in
2,000 a
mana.
person. Yeah.
Oh,
2,000, no,
it's not bad.
2,000 USD in mana. They're going to pay you in mana, but it'll be worth $2,000. So we want the price to crash, then, just get a bunch.
Yeah. Everybody dump their mana, please. So we
Oh my
can
gosh.
crash in mana overnight
Let's
just
just
to
get
get.
that FUD on the timeline cooking again. We got this.
I mean, with that, with those kinds of winnings, like you could purchase a land parcel on Decentraland. That would be like a good way to transfer the your winnings. But yeah, check it out, Wilson. Whenever Canessa said that, like you were definitely I looked down in the crowd and I saw you, and you're definitely one of those individuals that I would love to see, participating a little more, getting a little more opportunities as well, wherever that wherever you can get in. Um, you've
It's
taught a
very
lot
good.
of.
Yeah, it's very good to be rewarded for your work. When there is an incentive behind it, it's well worth like getting on board and actually doing something at that time.
Mhm. 100%. And I mean, we've sat in calls for like hours, like for example, when we were all making like the Mew hoodie and stuff like that, and like I know that you have knowledge in this. You understand it all. You've even showed a few of us a few things, a thing or two here and there, right?
Not
Make us over there like hell yeah.
Yeah, not to mention completely rebuilding a dilapidated structure I had created and whipping up an absolute gem in Hyperfy. So what have you been cooking on lately, Wilson?
Um, Not an awful lot. I've been playing with my concept, the bosses. You remember my 200 collection? Um, Basically, I've been making the images, like backgrounds and stuff for them. I'm just posting them every single. Well, I'm trying to do it every day, but not every single day because I just don't find the time. But I'm wanting to build up the boss collection for concept wise, so every single person is a boss of a game, and I want the boss to be the main character. So basically, you play as the boss, and then you've got the NPCs attacking you on a daily basis, and you have to ward off all your people. So anybody with the NFT will be able to basically spawn as a boss, and then they'll have their attackers, and they'll have to try and survive. So that's the game that I'm in the middle of building right now.
That sounds really cool. Wonder if you could gamify some of that into a build for fashion.
Uh, I think some of it could be done. I would be using some of other people's tech. You remember the earring thing with the shooting game the guy made? I can't remember the guy's name. It's in Decentraland. You remember he's got the earring and he's got the gun part. I think I could integrate that
think
somehow.
think you're referring to Ozzy, maybe. Was it
Maybe.
Ozzy or no?
OG
No.
Contraband.
Oh, OG Contraband. Yeah, I remember that. He held that code for ransom.
Somebody's getting their crazy Decentraland community members confused.
Oh, a lot of names, a lot of metas.
I kind of would like to get to the point that I feel that I'm within a few metaverses at one time, so they're cross-platform, so people can go into different places and actually see the same game, and in the different places all at the same time. So that's basically the idea. I own land in quite a few different places just now, so that was the concept behind it, having a multi-versional game that can be put into every different place.
That's a good idea, and it's it's interesting to think about like how to integrate like or like how to I don't know like work with different games and different platforms. Like I don't want to say compete, but it's like we're not even competing. If just watching this new Kid Called Beast game get developed, thinking about like, man, we could have a mini game on a 4-piece parcel of land right here that you got to like complete the little mini game and then walk through a teleporter to take you to the real game, wherever that is hosted somewhere. But maybe there's some element that you can get if you play here, and then maybe the same thing happens on Hyperfy. Like these games don't have to necessarily compete with each other. They can just be a small like sample platter of the bigger game and teleport you to that. Like with all of the Web3 games, if every Web3 game had a mini game in Decentraland that you could play, we'd be running around playing these mini games, like jumping out to like Blood Loop and all these other Web3 games. But ultimately, like this is our home. But man, it'd be cool to see more things like that being done. So if if we can help you, Wilson, please let us know. Like that sounds really cool.
The biggest part for me is obviously it's time, time, and time. Like trying to get the time to actually get in there, learn the different platforms, the different like restrictions, because you basically get to a certain point, you think you can do something, and then you can't.
Totally, and like having a team. I mean, no successful video game is made by one person. It's like they've got teams of people with different strengths helping them. So
Stardew Valley was made by one person, but otherwise your point is valid,
what?
and I should have
Stardew
just
Valley's
stayed
made by
quiet.
one person. Okay, that's a better person than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
original. I do believe he added a few members along the way, but the original like huge multi-million-dollar success story was just like one dude who almost ruined his relationship with his girlfriend who was paying for everything while he made it. But then it worked out and it's happily ever after.
Let me rephrase it.
totes worth.
No AAA game has ever been made by one person. How's that? Before I get skewered.
I'm trying to think if Stardew Valley is a AAA game. I know they've sold a lot of copies, with that example of like one guy taking over, it's like we can't all be Ash from Hyperfy. Like that's like the next example that I can think of like a Stardew Valley developer to what we have here in Web3.
I don't think we all have to be AAA though. I think if anybody that wants to create a game has the tools to be able to come in and build something, it doesn't really matter what platform you go into. As long as you start on one, you're going to migrate eventually to the others. So I think everybody should just be welcoming all game people that want to make some kind of experience. It doesn't even matter if it's a pickup game, like something small. And the more stuff for people to do, the more people will come in and actually spend more time.
Yeah, Tapman. I definitely talked to Raph a month or two ago about the possibility of making like a hub in DCL that could go to the game, or definitely for the game jam if that happens again this year. Welcoming. We've got a bunch of family members, Beast fam in the building even right now. And I just said it'd be really great if we could put the different things, just like a little place where you could get those access points in. And he was open to it. It's just a matter of building it. I know there's still an opening for a temporary piece of land that was there too for the beast, like in conversation. I think it'd be really great when that game comes out. Also, just throwing it out there because there are enough of us in here. If you haven't seen, the sunglasses are available now. You cannot find them in the store, but you can search sunglasses and they are badass.
Did you get a pair?
I did order a pair. I went shopping last night. I ordered a new balaclava. I ordered my wife a hat, and I got a pair of glasses. And they're affordable. I mean, it's not going to be as affordable when I put my prescriptions in. That's where the bummer begins. But
How much we talking? I love me a good pair of glasses.
$65, super reasonable.
Oh wow, that's as a person who owns way too many pairs of Ray Bans, I can totally find I'm sure I'll be able to justify that purchase when I get home.
I had an awesome debate with Simful. Like, could I really rock the white sunglasses? And the answer is yes. I am 100% that guy. It's just once you have to, spend $300 to $400 to put in your lenses so you can actually see total concept. I went for the tortoiseshell.
Well, they sure are pretty. I'm
Tortoise Shell just has such 90s mom vibes to me, but that could just be because when my mom was a mom in the 90s, that's what she wore. But I just see Tortoise Shell glasses, I'm just like, that's mom glasses.
I am totally a 90s mom. If y'all don't know, now you know.
Oh my gosh. 90s? 90s?
I mean, I wasn't a mom in the 90s. I might not technically be mom now,
Some of
but I
us,
mean, in
maybe.
my heart, I'm like a cool 90s
Oh my
mom,
god.
late 80s with a perm, you know.
90s tortoiseshell. You guys, you know nothing.
No, I wear a ton of tortoiseshell.
Some
I
of
would
us
say,
moms
I would
were.
argue at least like 50% of my regular glasses are tortoiseshell.
Gosh, getting old is going to be so much fun. I mean, it already is so much fun.
Wait, you say already as if you're already there. Like I thought you
Well, they're
were
like
a
making fun of.
19-year-old woman.
Yeah, they're making fun of like 90s moms and they're describing my aesthetic. And I'm like, I'm not a 90s mom. Come on. Tortoiseshell is great, guys, okay? Stop picking on
My
me.
mom had the poofy hair.
To be fair, I was the only person shit talking Tortoiseshell, which I don't think anyone. That's pretty on brand. That I was the one just casually, without thought, accidentally hurting feelings. I apologize.
I mean, I was just admitting who I was patiently and being confident that I love me some tortoiseshell.
And besides, like the '90s are cool again, right? Like every decade, like the '80s were really popping. Now the '90s are retro and vibing. So like the Zoomers are probably gonna be all about that life soon. You're not old.
You
You're
know,
cool.
the generation now, they'll be like, if I was born in like June of this year, does that make me like Gen 11? And like, if she was born in January, is that like Gen Y? I'm like, guys, the generation doesn't change. Because you're born in different times of the same year. Like everybody wants to be special now. I'm like, no, you guys are all just millennials or Gen Y, I don't know what, Gen Z. Like you guys just
Don't you dare bunch them with
okay.
us millennials.
Hey, us people from the 19th century are just trying to hang on, okay? Like
I'll have you know that Gen Z is way better savers. Millennials wish we were Gen Z. We have like the same level of global economic apocalypse is happening as we come of age, but like they embraced it with like a saver's mindset, whereas millennials were like, we can spend our way out of this.
yeah.
You're right. You're right because like I have friends with older brothers, and by the time I was like a teenager, 13 years old, they were already like firemen and have had like 3 careers and this and that, and then like by the time I'm like their age, that that their age that they were back then, I'm just like a loser. Like, what's going on?
Hey,
I honestly wish I was a Gen X. Okay,
if
you're right, Gary.
if you want to pick a winner, here's a post. I just put it in the little part up above. There was a really high performing meme coin yesterday called the Dill Bits. And I looked at it, I was like, wait a second, like I know what that's from. And so I'm sure all of you guys are aware that yesterday is a new chapter, new season of Fortnite. So chapter 6, season 2. And the theme, we went somehow from like cool Japanese anime to like crime. So this, I'm so not happy about this season, but whatever. So this season is all about like criminals and crime and heists. And so there's this pickle that is, he's got like a chip on his shoulder. I'm sure a dill pickle chip on his shoulder because his family was eaten. And so he has these basically like crypto coins in game called dill bits, and you can run around and get them. But the entire branding of it is all like crypto in like just such a cringe way. So you can click on all that and see like there's a new weapon called the pump and dump. Uh, oh, this description hurts actually. Big Dill is balling out of control thanks to his Dill Bits coin, which has become even more valuable than bars. Typically sealed behind lock and key in vaults around the island, Dill Bits don't carry over from match to match, so spend them quickly before your wallet goes to zero. I feel like they're trolling us. And then they finish it with, but to the moon. So peak. I don't even know what to say. So somebody made a meme coin out of it. So go get your Dill Bits.
We are mainstream now.
Oh, or something. Or something.
Take that back. We are not mainstream.
We are in trouble. Oh.
Let's see. I'm looking down in the listeners. I see Ants N Radio down there. Milito. Good to see you, my friends. It's been a while. Let's see. Jim Cedric is in the house as well. DJ CK. Welcome, old guy. Hello, lady never scared. Welcome, everyone. So good to see you all. And yeah, thank you for popping in today.
So there are more contests coming up and more or not contests, more things. What else, Canessa?
All right, here we go. So that was Fashion Week. Now we're gonna leave Fashion Week behind. Fashion Week is in April. The other one is the Music Trail, and that is going to be in March. That's going to be March 20th. So the Music Trail, let's see. It's kind of interesting. So the deadline for that one is Sunday, March 2nd. The announcement is Wednesday, March 5th. For that one, the prize is 700 USD paid in mana. You have to provide 45 minutes of live music on March 20th. And your venue must be currently deployed on land in Decentraland, not in Worlds. You have to stream the music live during the event. And let's see.
So it has to be live. It can't be
Well,
pre-recorded.
that's a good question because I think good question because just for quality, if you had some kind of like technical malfunction in the middle of your stream, that would really, really, really be bad. So having a pre-recorded set seems like a good idea, but it does say live. So,
sounds like this is a contest for Stony to win because I just watched him do that shit live, and this is his only technical issue was his camera went off a couple times, but the music never failed.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a different. I mean, it narrows down who would be eligible if it's just exclusively like live people on camera.
Yes, live people who also have a scene already deployed. Like that is literally Stony. Because Buffalo, I think is always pre-recording these days. Like I think for the most part. So
yeah.
I can't think of any other musicians with parcels currently deployed, but I'm sure there's
are some.
But
okay, so I'll read more.
Make I guess is eligible.
So what they have said is like if you are an artist but you don't have a venue, you can get in touch with a venue who has a scene in world. My question is like if you want to make something special for this and you're seeing like do you have to deploy it so they can come look at it, check it out, and then they can give you the thumbs up or thumbs down? So it kind of sounds like that. But it does. Let's just read what read what they say because then that probably will help us. They're selecting 5 entries. Frequently asked questions: which venues are eligible? Your venue must be currently deployed. Okay, we said that. Any genre of live music is welcome. 5 venues will be selected. Blah blah blah. It's all on March 20th. They'll be scheduled March 12th, so you won't necessarily know when on March 20th that you're gonna do this. Let's see. Your team must have at least had previous experience streaming pre-recorded video into your scene. Decentraland Foundation will provide further guidance on live streaming via the event producers channel in Discord.
Okay, at first I was like, oh, so pre-recorded's okay, but they're just saying basically, if you want to apply to this, you have to have at least done pre-recorded video. Got it. Okay, so it sounds like it must live is the requirement.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You'll need to know your venue.
Well, if anyone needs a 3x3 to build on, I'm happy to let someone use I'll give you builder rights if you so need it. If you're a musician out there being like, oh, I don't have a venue.
Yeah, there's actually there's somebody in Discord that fits that description. I tried to reach out to them and friend them, and I don't know if they've accepted yet, but that might be somebody to connect with. I like that in order to complete your entry, one of the guidelines is to know your venue coordinates. I like that. That's funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to look mine up.
It is good to have easy to remember coordinates, definitely.
I forget my coordinates to my estate regularly,
Web3 and
so
possibly
actually,
like
It's kind of
in
embarrassing.
my life.
I wanted to land so long, and now I couldn't
Let's
actually
give
tell
it
you
up
how to get there if
for
you asked.
my friend Rustan.
Unless
How are
next
you,
to
Rustan?
Rustan Lobsteropoulos counts as knowing my board
I
game.
think so. Let's see.
You know what's good though? It looks like where to find people has been adjusted, like that you can see if people are at spaces again on that board in Genesis City. That's super cool.
Yeah, it no longer displays anyone in the browser, which is nice. So that could be show because so before it would just show you all the platforms. So you'd go somewhere like, oh, there's lots of people at Wonder Zone, and you get there, and of course there aren't any in Client 2.0. You can't play it in Client 2.0.
Okay, I posted this up at the top. So there y'all are. So that one you got another week, right? Another week? Yeah, next week. I thought that one was due tomorrow, but it's next week.
And
And it says performer without a venue, share your work in the event producers channel in Discord. Venue without land, drop a note. So it sounds like event producers channel in Discord is where you want to be. Let's see it. Let's peep on there. Oh, that's cool. Unai put something in there. Oh, Jared, here you go. This person's here.
The other thing I'd say about the form, you do need to fill it out once and once only. You cannot go back and edit.
Oh no. I wonder, all right, what about a rogue mission? Okay, let's go rogue one. Let's say that, there's going to be people who want to do music who aren't maybe one of the 5 chosen. Could there be like an after party of just like keep the party going? Just keep traveling around to different venues?
I think that's more of a our decision and less of a Decentraland Foundation decision.
Yeah. If we had a portable experience, you could just program those in. That'd be pretty cool.
I support you using your monthly council mana to, reward the sweet musicians of Decentraland for this event. I'm down, but I can see why maybe you wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, I have to go because I'm about to enter the part of my day that is going to have no service. So I'm just going to accept that and say goodbye. So I hope you all have a lovely rest of your afternoon.
Have a good day. Drive safe. It looks cold. It's a little bit cold there.
Today's not too bad. It has been quite cold today. The next week we're back in the 40s. It's March is almost here. That blew my mind when I realized that yesterday. I was arguing with them. I was like, wait, they came to get it already? It says it's not going to get picked up until the 20th, and they're like, Jared, it is the 21st. And I'm like, wait, I should have known that. I went to a birthday party for Decentraland on the 20th. I just don't know how it didn't the two things didn't connect. I knew it was February 20th. I didn't realize March is just right there. We can hit it with a stone.
I felt it this morning on the snowmobile in the snow. I literally felt the snow collapsing underneath me, and I'm like, F-U-C-K, because I was kind of running late and I had to be here, and if I get the snowmobile stuck, I could be digging for an hour. And so I was like, I'm getting out of here fast. I don't know. The snow was different today. It was the first time that I was like, spring is coming. This snow is getting icky and dangerous for snowmobiles. So yeah.
Careful, the snow's been weird this year.
Oh, I can't even tell you. The West is gonna burn this summer, at least the Northwest.
Yeah, we have not gotten a lot of snow here either. We did get some, but I don't know that we're filling up any reservoirs this year.
Yeah, for us, the problem is that the snow, just the more snowpack there is, the longer it takes to let the ground fully dry out in the summer. And so a good snowpack, it'll keep it dry, it'll keep it moist, well into summer. But if there's not much snow, it just melts, and the entire mountain range dries out quicker. So then by August, it's just forest fires. Just they they're just gnarly. Yeah, you just want to like claw your way out. I don't know. It's just weird. They make you very claustrophobic with like smoke that never leaves. But no forest fires in Decentraland. So, on that note, I think we've covered a lot. And yeah, been awesome to see
Yep,
the
yep.
world.
No forest fires in Decentraland, so that means no insurance policies for my Decentraland. uh, what were you thinking, Canessa? Were you thinking about winding down? We have covered a lot today. What are your thoughts, comments? Do you have any concerns?
I think that's good. I hope people. I really hope people try for these contests. That I think it's really cool to see new people apply and do stuff. I know that for the one for the music fest, we had a lot of new people that I haven't seen like publish stuff before. That were chosen for like the emote creation. So it's really cool. Like I know in some times in the past it felt like the same artists that are really talented, but the same ones kind of get featured over and over again. So I love that like we have a lot of new creators here that would love to see you guys do some stuff and buy some cool stuff and thinking about, oh my gosh, fashion, like how are you going to make that cool this year? So many ideas. Like we haven't had a fashion week in 2 years. That's nuts because we didn't have it last year. And so for a lot of new users, um, like I don't know what it's going to be like this year, but in the past, fashion week is crazy. Like there is so much new shit coming out every day, and like there's so many events and people running around, and everybody's just dressed to the nines and like giant wings, colorful, pretty, crazy brands coming in, like doing drops. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But start saving your money now, man.
Yeah, historically, every like during fashion weeks, our the Decentraland marketplace has a little pop of life. Just how it did like recently with the what is it? The unique wearable, was it unique or mythic wearable?
Exotic.
The 50K wearable, exotic. Yeah, the exotic wearable competition. I feel like that like stimulated the marketplace a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Wilson?
oh, I was gonna say,
Would, any,
oh, you said Wilson,
would
not
anybody does anybody want to jump into Discord and give me a hand filling out this application? I'm not too sure about a couple of things on it. Just
Yeah,
wondered. I'd do it offline, obviously. Like, there's no point in doing it on a recorded space.
yeah, definitely. We can, if you want, we can wrap up and yeah, we can. I'll jump in there. Anyone else who wants to jump in? Um, for sure. We just want you to do it. So whatever it takes.
Cool.
And make.
I hope y'all have a super good day. Huge love to y'all. Let's keep building the future. One quick question would be, do you know, are the wearable tubes like they have in Genesis City, are they available for people to put in their parcels, or could we borrow one?
That's a good question. That's I don't know. Is that I'm guessing that would just be code from like the GitHub repository, but you'd have to put your unique wearable, or like not unique, but like your wearable ID, and then you'd have to have some Polygon to cover the gas fees. Um, but yeah, that's where I tap out on my knowledge. If anybody else knows, I think they should be able to do them.
All right, we're going to circle back on that one.
If not, like that is a good question for Lastrum and like the I know the in World Builder, there's some options, or like Oddjob was working on a way to do that to dispense wearables. So I know that there's other people kind of working on that. I think it'd be awesome to have if we had those all over with free wearables, and you could have almost like a freebie trail where you jump from parcel to parcel. Like we all know there's wearables for free out there. Like there's the Phuket build, and then there used to be the Studio Sparkles that gives away the free emote. But it was so nice to have a free thing that people could get. They just had to teleport there. But I don't know of any others that are automatic right now.
Well, careful on that snowmobile, Miss Thing, and we'll see you next week. Like in a couple days, let's fucking go.
Let's do it. Can't wait. Travel safe. Hope your car goes well.
Much love, everyone. Oh, wait, are we closing down now?
I think so. I see Wilson's hand up, but I don't know if it's really a hand up, like if you have another question or if it just got stuck up there from before.
I think he put it down.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
So
well,
let's.
my final thoughts. Yeah, just want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for showing up every week. Beyond the NFT this week, we are going to have Anne Van Silver and SRJH come through, and yeah, we're gonna we're gonna highlight both of them, of course. They've been working very hard on an Emo 2.0 for Beyond the NFT's 3-year anniversary. We're gonna chat a little bit about that, a little bit about what Zan has been up to, and even what Josh has been up to. So should be exciting. Always love talking to my friends, and hope to see you all there. Take care, everyone. I'll pass it over to you, Kanessa.
Thank you. Thank you. And today we have ABC Adventures of ABC Decentraland coming up in a little bit. And then tonight, Crypto Minotaur is mixing, I believe, at MetaTribe Plaza. So those are our 2 events for today. And then maybe a pop up pool party at Raya's. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And if anybody wants to come to Discord,
All right. With that said, everyone, thank you so much for your time. Twitch streams, all streams will be shutting down here shortly, but on Decentraland, I will be shutting down the stream and reopening it on my other PC, and we can enjoy some